up, bring me flowers, sweet, do nice things, totally come and connect with me. And other times it's like I'm invisible. And if I had that neediness, those are days that I'm going to suffer if I really feel I need it. And I've had to really watch that we really keep that in balance, and that we are in wholeness, and that we are inspiring wholeness with our children. That's giving them some space to grow, and it's giving them space to feel that. And the best thing we can do as parents is heal ourselves. The best thing we can give the world is to heal ourselves. The most important thing that we could ever do on this planet while we're here is to come into our alignment and our wholeness and realize that we're healthy, we're healed, we're whole, and to be in our alignment, because everything you desire, every part of your soul that whispers to you at night when it's quiet, no one's listening, and says, oh, I want to write that book, I want to do teacher trainings, I want to travel the world, I really would love to be a healer, I'd really love to be an artist, I'd love to be a singer, whatever it is, that whispering voice inside your soul, that is all that you're here to do, is to honor that, to honor whatever your heart, soul, and desire is, your soul mission. And as you do that as a mother, you are inspiring not only your children and your beloved, but you're inspiring everyone who's watching you. And that is the most important thing that we can put our focal point on, not feeling like we have to cater to our children, we have to cater to their needs. Oh, I got to go buy them some stuff. I love to buy my children things, but they know if they come and try to manipulate me, they get nothing. And I think at first it was hard on them, because when I was in my marriage where everything was just off, they got a lot of stuff when they would do that. And they'd manipulate both of us as parents, and they'd work us against each other. And kids are really smart. Like, they are quick. They know exactly what to do. And we have to be aware, and we have to stay in our power and not cater to the game. And it's the best thing we can do for them. It keeps them understanding integrity. It keeps them understanding safety. And like I said, it helps us teach them through our alignment. We teach them alignment. That's the best thing you could teach your child, is how to maintain and stay in their alignment, how to honor themselves. So I hope that answered your question, Kathy. Is there any other questions, Amnon?
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
And I know it's not going to make any difference today, currently, but if you could go back to when you were a little child with the knowledge you have today, what would you have done differently?
What would I have done differently? Well, I think I would have enjoyed my life a lot more. You know what I mean? And I do think that understanding, because I felt like I understood a lot as a child, but I had a lot to heal through how I took everything so personally. I think that's our main thing, is we could be very intelligent beings, but then we're taking all everybody's stuff personally, and it really causes us to suffer. So I feel, personally, I think the things I'm doing now would have happened a lot sooner. I feel like the success that I'm now enjoying and it's coming to me would have happened much sooner, because I wouldn't have been so distracted by the suffering, and I wouldn't have felt so distracted by, I'm not enough, which was a huge obstacle in achieving anything that my soul wanted to achieve. So I would say that would have been a benefit, definitely. But at the same time, I feel that the way I went through it was so perfect to teach me deeply and to help me really understand it and grasp it through an experiential way, and then to be able to share that with others. So I don't really have any regrets, but I do feel it would have shifted my life. And I honestly, one thing I know, I love my children. I would hope I'd still be able to have the same children, but I would not have married that man. I just got to say it. Looking back, that was a lot of suffering. And if I would have understood self-love and alignment at age 17, it would have changed everything. It would have changed my focus. It would have changed me focusing on what really mattered to my soul, to my life. I would have not tolerated the abuse that I went through, because I would have known I was worthy. And so I feel like it would have changed a lot of things, actually. But the beauty of going through all that is I've connected with so many humans who have also struggled. And betrayed themselves. And I love the fact that now, through my awareness, I can help others out of that darkness, and I can help encourage them to find the path of alignment, because it doesn't matter how old we are. It can happen today. It can happen now. And when I work with clients, I'm not kidding. The power of an hour or 2 hour session with a client and deep, heartfelt truth being spoken, I've seen amazing shifts. And so I think that it's all perfect as it is, but I definitely would have chose higher aligned partnerships. How about that, Amnon?
That's good answer.
Yeah, and I hope that me speaking, like, I know I have a lot of clients and beautiful souls that reach out to me that are like in their early 20s. And so those of you listening that are, really listen to what I'm saying. Like, sometimes life will bring a wise one to you to help you avoid getting your ass burned. So I've told my children sometimes, like, oh, baby, I see what you're going through with this girlfriend, and you're 17 and you think it's the only thing on the planet. But let me tell you, like, you know, and I'll really heartfelt express, not underestimating the power of their situation, but I'll talk to my children and just really get them to understand, you know, your mom made some choices, and I know you watched that, and you watched how I got treated, and it's affected you, and I am so sorry for that. But your mom also is learning, and I'm growing every day, and I'm teaching you through that. But if I can encourage you to avoid that path, take a different path. And so those of you watching, if you're in a relationship where you're not being respected, you're not being honored, you need to really look at why. Because you deserve honor, you deserve respect, you deserve someone who really gets tears in their eyes if they felt they hurt you. You all deserve that. And we're never going to have that until we understand we deserve it and we stand up for it. When we stand up for it and we let go of the relationships that aren't working, we let go of those situations that are dramatic and create stress for us, we can really start to do our own inner healing work, and that can get us on the right path to doing what we came on this planet to do. And each one of you listening has an important soul mission. And the saddest thing to me is a soul coming into a human body, living an entire life, and never knowing its own power, never understanding the potential and the amazing power that soul had, and even the importance and the significance of its existence. And so don't underestimate the power of your shifting. Each of you watching has a mission that is very important, actually. And so really, as you start caring about how you feel more than if the other people like you, you will so be going in the right direction. I really encourage that. On that note, I highly recommend this book to any of you. That I'm a huge law of attraction girl, because ever since I've understood the laws of attraction and I really practice it, and I start my day meditating, I visualize all that I'm grateful for. I close my eyes and I visualize all that I'm ready to receive, all that I'm ready to experience. 5 to 10 minutes every morning. Start my day. Open my eyes. Thank you, life, for another day. We get to play again. That's pretty awesome. And just keep it all in perspective. And then as you're going through your day, you're just opening yourself up for life to live through you. Source, how may I serve? What do you have for me today? I'm here to enjoy the magic. What do you got? And you're just out. You're looking for the miracles. You're a part of the miracles. And then at the end of the day, you sit back and you close your eyes. Or at dinner, we have this game we play of what are you grateful for? And sometimes people really can't stand that I play that game with them, but it's because they're not really conditioned to focus on the gratitude, and they just feel like it's irritating. And I find it interesting to watch the resistance. But as they start to play with it and they start getting into what they're grateful for, it's a magical tool for them. It really starts to bring more and more good to them. And so if we can start shifting that, maybe playing that at the dinner table with your kids, and when they're grouching about something, like, I'm so sorry that you're feeling sad about that, but what are you grateful for? Like, what if we really as a society started to shift our focal point on gratitude instead of suffering? Our society really loves suffering. We love to talk about the problems. We love to talk about what all is going wrong and all the gossip and the drama. It's like an addiction. But if we shifted it and we put as much energy into talking about the gratitude and the abundance as we did on the negative, we would all be abundantly wealthy, healthy, and happy. I assure you. Because laws of attraction would be in effect. Each of us individually are creating a vibration and frequency that is affecting ourselves. Our own cells of our body are being affected by my positive thoughts or my negative. My own cells of my body are also being affected by the humans around me. They're positive or negative. So I have to really be mindful of who do I put my auric field near, because I'm really picking up on all this frequency.
Oh, yes.
And as a collective consciousness, if we all started to shift into gratitude, like today, for one day, we all just focused on the gratitude, there would be an amazing shift that was magical, miraculous, that we would feel across the planet. And so that's my goal, is to encourage and inspire that kind of a shift to where everybody is consciously focused right over here in the land of abundance, instead of what they're so conditioned to focus on is the land of lack. And that's something that's going to, take a little awareness. But on that note, I have a book, and I highly recommend you guys get. This is a small version. It's called Getting into the Vortex. I don't know if you can see that. And it's The Laws of Attraction by Esther and Jerry Hicks. They have a book that's just called The Vortex, and I highly recommend that one as well. This one's a guided meditation with a CD, and it's a great book to just say, Spirit, what do you have for me? And I'll open it, and there'll be the perfect solution for a client that I need to speak to or something I'm working through. It'll be like, boom, here you go. So this is the one I opened right before the show. I was like, Source, what do you have for them? So listen, maybe close your eyes and really listen to these words and feel what they feel like to you vibrationally. Really let them settle in. Sometimes others believe that their happiness depends upon your response to them, but this is never true. And if you encourage them to believe that and stand on your head to please them, you don't help them or you. I think that's kind of helping answer Kathy's question in particular. When others are pleased by your behavior, it often feels very good to you. It is always nice to see others when they are feeling good. And it feels good to know that you had something to do with their feeling good. But if any of them come to rely on your behavior for their good feeling, then both you and they are at a great disadvantage. Suffering. If you make your relationship with your inner being, your alignment with Source, your top priority, and you deliberately choose thoughts that allow your alignment, you will consistently offer the greatest advantage to the others with whom you interact. Only when you are aligned with your Source do you have anything to offer another. So really let that settle in. If your behavior is influenced by your desire to keep another person happy, you will lose your connection to your Source. And it will not be possible for you to be happy unless you are in alignment with your Source. Without that alignment, you have nothing to offer another. So really think about that as parents, as a mother. You're that good mother, but you're not happy and you're not living your dream. But I'm doing it for the kids. I'm doing it for the kids. Or I'm in this terrible marriage, but I gotta stay for the children. It's actually the worst thing you could be doing. The best thing you could be doing is honoring your own Source and alignment, and that is the best way you will interact with others. So we humans, I just feel we have it all backwards, and it's time to kind of flip the coin and get into alignment. Our daily meditation process will help you to consistently release resistance and to come into alignment with the power and clarity and love that is really who you are. And then anyone who you hold as your object of attention will benefit. Others will notice the consistent happiness that you are experiencing, and they can benefit from the power of your example. So this is where I talk about when you're in alignment, you are an inspiration for that alignment. When I am feeling good and I'm grateful and I'm shouting it off the mountaintops and everyone on Facebook, like all my friends laugh when they meet my beloved Ron. Like I just had a friend met him yesterday, or was it yesterday? Yeah. And she was just like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. I feel like I already know you. She's like, I mean, it's hard to tell if Tanya loves you, though. And it's just kind of funny because I'm always talking about how grateful I am and how